Do we have any Generation 5 fans out there? Y'all remember Gems? Whatever happened to them? For those who don't remember, in Generation 5 we got 17 gems, which were held items. One for every single Pokemon type at the time. So if your Pokemon was holding a gem, let's say a fire gem, and it used a fire type move, it would give that move's attack power a 50% boost. So in a way it was kind of like a precursor to the Z moves that were introduced 2 generations later. And then the gem was gone. That's right, it was a consumable item, so once you used it, it was out of your inventory forever. But in Generation 5, they weren't that hard to come by. When you were walking in caves in Generation 5, sometimes you would see these dust clouds appear on the ground. If you walked into one of them, you would have a chance of getting a wild encounter, getting an evolutionary stone, or receiving a gem. The chance of encountering a wild Pokemon was about 40%, finding a gem was about 50%, and about 10% for the evolutionary stones. So that means if you constantly walked into them, you'd probably have built yourself quite a collection of gems. And competitive battlers kind of felt that the gems were a little bit broken, and I guess Game Freak agreed because they completely cut it out of the next generation. Kind of. There actually was an 18th gem, based on the fairy type, which was coded into Gen 6, but it was never obtainable in the game. So that means that they had plans to bring the gems into Generation 6, but in development they just decided not to. Do you ever think that they might bring these gems back for Pokemon Champions? Pokemon Champions is going to focus solely on the turn-based combat in Pokemon. So it's going to bring back Mega Evolutions, Z moves, Terastallization, Gigantamax. Maybe they'll bring back these gem held items, who knows? Or maybe they're just too broken. Now Game Freak does have the tendency to introduce new mechanics and then take them away, but usually when they introduce held items they don't take them away, which makes them kind of unique in that sense since they only really existed in Generation 5 and nothing else. At least we're getting Mega Evolutions back. Can't wait.